Guys, welcome back to our Halloween edition of the Screen Team. Of course, we got Guy and we got Chris, and Guy has picked several movies here this evening to scare the pants off me. And we're going to find out if this next one is worth the scaring. It is called The Nun. It is in the Conjuring universe. If you've seen Conjuring 1, if you've seen Conjuring 2, if you've seen Annabelle 1 and Annabelle Creation, The Nun is a part of it, all right? They're a part of it, all together. And The Nun, this one's going to blow my pants off, right?
The tagline is the darkest and scariest chapter of the Conjuring universe.
And it was, right? Not at all? Not even a little scary? I mean, look at the poster, Guy. That's scary stuff.
Yeah.
Guy, you're not doing anything for me here, man. Come on. This is the Halloween show. Tell me something good here about The Nun.
Oh, I had expectations for this.
Yeah?
I had hopes for this. Because Annabelle was good. Mm-hmm. Annabelle Creations, not as good, but it was okay. The Nun, I was expecting to be good. I was expecting to see the origins of Valak, the nun, what created her and what brought her to where she is. I got that. The only problem is it's crappy.
And what made it crappy?
Okay. Spoilers. Takes place in 1952.
I'm already scared. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What?
Just go on, man. Go on.
Okay, it takes place in 1952 in a castle in Romania because it's a spiritual horror film. So why not? The castle has been turned into a cloistered abbey for nuns. One of the sisters hangs herself, so a priest and a nun in training go to investigate. You find out that the entire abbey has been dead for years, and that it's been run over by Valak. What happened was a archduke who was in league with Satan.
Well, who else is he going to be in league with, man?
Was trying to summon Valak. Was almost successful. The church came in and stopped him. Used their good Christian magic to seal the gate. And then decided to take the castle that was the duke's home and turn it into the cloister for nuns. Because of course you do.
Hey, it has to fit the story, though, Guy.
So the bombings in 1940s with the Nazis shook the ground, cracked the seal. Valak escaped. Valak took the guise of a nun to blend in with the nuns. Okay, I'm on board for that idea. When Valak escapes to come to America, if his whole thing is to blend in, why is he still a freaking nun? Because I promise you that Massachusetts home did not look like anything involving a nun. Why? Doesn't answer it. Doesn't answer it at all.
Because it's cool looking, man. No? Okay. So obviously, you know what? From all that you've described here, Guy, if I was watching this movie, I would be scared, man. Why weren't you scared?
You would think you would be. There's a problem.
Okay.
It broke my cardinal rule of horror.
Which is?
It was boring.
Were the scares just that far apart in the movie? Was there just too much dialogue?
No, it was just jump scares.
Okay.
The laziest form of horror there is a freaking jump scare. If you're going to have somebody walking down a dark alley and somebody jump out at them, I'd rather go pay money to a haunted house than go watch a multi-million-dollar franchised film do the same thing a 16-year-old at Pumpkin Hollow can do.
If I may interject, though, that's what the kids like. The kids like the jump scares. No.
Really?
Well, I mean, how much this movie made quite a bit of money opening weekend
Because of the name. Because of the name, and because I've said it before, I've said it continually on this show. We need to train audiences better to expect more. I am very picky with horror because it deserves to be better than it is.
You seem pretty angry about this film.
I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. And that's worse. All horror needs to be better than what it is. To find a truly good horror that gives you the atmosphere, that gives you the chills, that actually makes you afraid. You can put a jump scare in there if you're trying to play with conventions, but the truth of the matter is, legitimate horror is starting to die. And that saddens me in a way that I cannot even remotely begin to describe.
I'm surprised you said that. I thought horror was on a resurgence.
Modern horror is on a resurgence.
Okay.
Not good horror.
You don't think this modern horror is good? Hold on, let me rephrase what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the Nun type movies. I'm talking about some of these other films that have kind of caught the attention of critics and also audiences. Movies, then this is kind of escaping me at the moment, but movies like The Witch, also, what else? It Follows. What's the one where the guy can't see? What's that one? Are you falling asleep on my review here, guy? You didn't like any of those movies? Come on, man.
I can tell you the principal problem with every one of those movies and most modern horror.
All right.
I can sum it up in 4 words.
4 words. Do it.
PG-13. When you tailor it to children, you're gonna get children. Horror is meant to scare you to your very core. It's meant to disgust, repulse, and revolt you to the deepest part of your being. When you desensitize it to where it could be shown almost completely in its entirety on TBS on a Saturday afternoon, you have pablum. You have complete and utter nonsense. That's not good horror. That's the horror that's being bought because it's the horror that was being sold as the only option out there.
That's the kind of horror I like, the PG-13 kind. Makes me sleep better at night, guy.
The whole purpose of a horror film, especially when you go to a theater, is to share that experience with everybody. To have that catharsis of having that fight or flight be triggered. You're scared. You're sitting in that theater, and then when the lights come back on and you go outside, you breathe a sigh of relief because you realize everything that you were experiencing there is not coming to get you. Life is good. Life is better. It's supposed to be a cathartic experience. I might get in a lot of trouble for this. It's almost supposed to be a religious experience. You are supposed to go in. You are supposed to experience it. And when you come out, it is supposed to revitalize your faith in yourself and your community and who you are, because it's how you view the world differently. Because you just had the pants scared off of you. Now you realize I really, truly have nothing to be afraid of.
Did you ever see It? That movie scared me.
I couldn't stop laughing. Tim Curry is a clown. How can you not laugh? And you saw my review with Bill Skarsgård. He was funny. He was supposed to be funny. He's a freaking clown. Why are you scared of him? He's a clown. I don't care what sharp teeth you give him. I don't care what claws you give him. At the end of the day, he's a clown and you're supposed to laugh. Now, that's not to say the new It didn't have its scary moments. It did. I went and saw it with my brother. We had a great time. I absolutely loved it. It had its faults, sure. It's not a perfect film.
Sure.
But I can't wait for the second one. I want to see it. I enjoyed it. It is where you need to take horror. It's not all jump scares. It's legitimate creepiness. Mm-hmm. It's legitimate terror being put out there. That is the kind of horror that you need. That is the kind of horror that I have been talking about and calling for a return to. That is the horror that needs to exist.
Let me ask you a question. Are you excited about Halloween?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm ready for it. You ready to review that one?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that one next. Hopefully it's 10 times better than The Nun. We're going to find out next right here on the Screen Team.